Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So we have Blightshroom, which is the most difficult bosses when compiling teams because there are so many different teams working well, and Contess is dominating this boss yet again. There's a big score gap between the Contess and No-Contess teams, but I basically put together a good list of teams for No-Contess and also Contess options. Hopefully you'll be able to find your best team here. We have the first team, free-to-play team from Frosty. This was a team shared in the previous week as well. Valka buffing up the attack speed of Aurora and Ravion and Gala in the back. You have the Star Shower artifact and Sleece in the upper left corner. Now, as for charms, we do have the optional charms on 4 of the heroes here. Blast onto Galahad, Arcane onto Sleece, Arcane onto Ravion is important, and then Sorcerer onto Aurora. And Ravion is in some top teams today, so Ravion is worth getting charms for if you're running him in a top team. Valka, now the thing about Valka charms, Gale charms are going to be better for her own damage. In this team, I would probably recommend Gale charms on Valka, but for any team using Baelran and Valka together, it's better to have Arcane charms on Valka to increase the attack speed of Baelran. That's basically the short of the whole situation. So because there's no Baelran in this team, it's probably better just to amplify Valka's own damage, running Gale charms on her, and that would probably be the best choice. So if this is your top team, you can get the Gale charms with Valka. Unfortunately, I don't have the resources to get Valka charms for the ideal test, but you guys can basically do that yourself if this is the, you know, if this is your top team for today. So yeah, Blightshroom, even though it denies ultimates, you would think maybe Contess is not going to be that great because she can't cycle her ultimates and protect your enemies, and making them exempt and giving them attack buff. But even despite all of that, she still is in the top team and creating big score gaps in whichever team she's in. So this team right here, 300 billion damage, which is not bad overall. Like, I mean, that is a fine performance. However, it is not really close to the other teams that are going to be run for today, so we'll have to leave that at that. Now, this team is a team from Frosty. This is a very good team. This is a Baelran team with Valka, so like we said, Valka will be better with the Arcane Charms if you're going to run in this team with Baelran. Galahad behind Baelran, Sleece in front of Ravion. This is with the Star Shower artifact. The other heroes have the optimal charms: Blast, Galahad, Arcane, Ravion, Insight, Baelran, and then Arcane onto Sleece. So this is also going to be a good team option for you running a Baelran if you have Baelran built. This is a no-contest team that is also doing pretty well. 336 billion damage is a very respectable score, all things considered. Now, the next team is a very good team from Ashru. This is a solo contest team, basically, for the lighter spenders out there who've built contests or newer players. And if you don't have Sleece even built, we've talked about this before, but in Blightshroom, Mikola can replace Sleece to an extent, even at low copies. But you can try your Sleece at low copies, and hopefully you guys do have her built up. Now, this is a very good team. You should have the Gale charms onto Valka for this team. Valka in front of Contess, Ravion in front of Sleece, and then Gala in the back left with the Star Shower artifact. The other heroes, we have the optimal charms: Arcane Sleece, Arcane Contess, Blast on Galahad, and then Arcane onto Ravion. Now, this is going to be the best solo contest team shared for today, and it is a new record, even beating the solo Baelran by quite a lot, guys. Like, that is over 21 billion score gap between the solo Baelran versus solo contest, just showing you, yeah, she is a force to be reckoned with, even in a boss, which is like, this boss is way more catered to Baelran than it is to contest, and she's still absolutely demolishing him. So the next team we have is a team from Frosty. This is going to be a budget Aliceth team. So solo Aliceth team, Aurora up front, Ravion to the left, Sleece in the upper left, Aliceth over here, and then Gala in the back left with the Star Shower spell. We have the charms: Blast onto Gala, Arcane onto Aliceth, Arcane onto Sleece, Arcane onto Ravion, and then Sorcerer onto Aurora. And like we said, if you don't have Sleece at all or very low copies, you can replace her for low copies of Mikola, because then at least you're going to get the attack buff from the Honor Arena. And there we go, 366 billion damage. So that's actually really good. So it's showing you that at least for solo comps, solo Aliceth is better than the currently found solo Contest, which is better than the solo Baelran. And when you put those all into perspective. Okay, so yeah, Aliceth is still not any pushover. So the next team we have is a team from Homie Ice T. This is from the VN server. And this is a Baelran Contest duo team, but no Aliceth, no Mahira. So Sleece on the right, Aurora on the left, Baelran in front of Contest, and Gala in the back left with a Mana Wake spell. Max out your artifacts: Blast onto Galahad, Arcane Contest, Arcane Sleece, Sorcery on Aurora, and then Insight onto Baelran. This is going to be it should definitely be a new record. This is going to be one of the good duo teams you can run for today. 377 billion damage, Baelran plus Contest combo, putting in the work. Now the next team we have is also, I believe, going to be another variation of this. Is from Ashu. Different positioning, and it may be better. Baelran in front of the Contest, Gala in the back right. We have Ravron in front of Sleece on the left side. With the Mana Wake spell, again, we have the optimal charms on everyone. Blast Galahad, Arcane Contest, Arcane Ravion, Arcane Sleece, and then inside onto Baelran. And actually, this is a Ravion version of the previous team. So, like, this one, it might just be better. Ravion's doing very well, at least for this difficulty of Endless. Okay, it actually isn't. 357 billion damage. But depending on your level of upgrades, it could be an option worth considering. And it may do better for you. Although, it was a pretty different score difference between the two. But yeah, I think it depends on level of investment because, yeah, otherwise, but the Aurora overall did better. Okay, next up we have a team of Frosty. This is a no-contest team. This is with Baelran, Aliceth, and Aurora. No Mahira, no contest team. Aurora up front, Baelran to the left, Sleece in the upper left, Aliceth in the back right, and Gala in the far back left with the Mana Wake spell. We have the optimal charms, Blast Galahad, Arcane, Aliceth, Arcane, Sleece, inside Baelran, and Sorcery on the Aurora. So let's go ahead and run this team and see what we can get from this one. 375 billion damage, so not even a new record compared to the contest team that we showed already, showing you that, and this was one of the top teams of the previous week, by the way. So yeah. Now the next team we have is going to be a team from Marius GMB. That is going to be this team lineup. This is the best no contest team. So if you don't have contest, this is going to be getting your top score, but it is even more pay to win than some of the contest teams. It has Mahira, it has Aliceth, it has Baelran, and they all need to be built. This is not a comp that you want to run at one copy Mahira or anything like that. She needs to be fully built. So Gala in the back right, Sleece in the left, Baelran in front of Sleece, Mahira up front, Aliceth buffing up Mahira. With the Mana Wake spell, we have the charms Blast Galahad, Arcane Sleece, Insight Baelran, Arcane Aliceth, and Mystic onto Mahira. Mystic charms are best for Mahira, generally speaking. So let's see what we can get from this team comp. New record. Rank 2 position, 393 billion damage. So yeah, it is better than all the teams we've shown up until this point, but we have a bunch more contest teams to show you, which are going to be blowing this out of the water. Because look at this. My Gilmaze hit 448 billion damage. That is a over 50 billion score gap between contest and no contest. Because this was the top no contest team you guys just saw right now. And it's not really even coming close to the contest teams. Okay, so we have 3 contest teams, which are going to be a bit more on the pay to win side. So this is from Aimer and Aoife. This is Baelran up front, contest buffing up Baelran here on the left, and Sleece in the upper left, Gala in the back right. This is with the Arcane Wall spell. This is Arcane Wall spell artifact. We have Blightshrooms on Galahad, Arcane on Contest, Arcane on Sleece, Mystic on Mahira, and then inside onto Baelran. This is the Arcane Wall spell. Make sure that is the one you're locking in. So, this is going to be a good team option, but is it going to be a new record compared to no contest? It is going to be a new record. 427 billion damage. Yeah, that's crazy. Already 30 billion damage up compared to the previous no contest team, but there are more teams to go through. This is not the top contest team of today. The next team is a team from Oberon. This is going to be even more free-to-play friendly because it has Aliceth, Contest, and Aurora, not even Mahira in the team. Galahad in the upper right and Sleece in the upper left, Aurora in front of Contest, Aliceth to the left with the Arcane Wall spell. We have the Blast onto Galahad, Arcane on Contest, Arcane on Sleece, Arcane on Aliceth, and then the Sorcery on Aurora. And again, this is the Arcane Wall spell artifact. This is the artifact you need to lock in here. Don't get confused with the other artifact that looks really similar to this. 422 billion damage. So it was actually, it was slightly lower, but I mean, that's also to be expected because it's not using Mahira, so it's less pay to win than the previous comp. And now we have the top team of today. The top team of today is a pay-to-win monstrosity. Well, actually, not even that monstrosity. It doesn't even have Baelran in it, which is crazy. Like, Baelran, this boss was made for Baelran. He's one of the only heroes who can keep ultimating despite the energy denial. But anyway, Mahira up front, Sleece on the right, and then Aliceth in the upper left, Galahad in the back left, and then Contest in the back right with the Arcane Wall spell artifact. This is the top team of today. This is a team that has hit 448 billion damage, creating a huge score gap. Blightshroom onto Galahad, Arcane onto Contest, Arcane onto Aliceth, Arcane onto Sleece, and then Mystic onto Mahira. Now, you might be wondering, well, if you don't have Mahira, you'll have to run one of the other teams that we always showed you. They're also good options, but you're going to be score gap compared to Mahira, because Mahira is very good for this boss as well. You guys, if you remember from the previous season as well, because you can't run the twins here, and the only form of haste buff is actually Mahira. So this is an Arcane Wall spell. Make sure you're locking in that artifact. This is going to be yeah, the top team performer of today. And actually, you know, I was just thinking, like, even though we technically you're using Mihira for the haste buff, but she's not actually, I don't think, haste buffing anyone in this team other than herself, because everyone else is more ranged than her, and obviously her whips attack front, like towards the front, and they're not gonna hit these your allies. But anyway, Mihira still is just a beast here because she's a non-ultimate reliant damage dealer for Endless Dream Realm. Okay guys, we managed to hit 448 billion damage. We're gonna call it a day at that, and hopefully you guys are gonna be able to get your top score today with one of the teams. If there's any other team that is working for you, feel free to copy and paste the formation ID and share it in the comment section. It might be able to help others out, and that's always much appreciated. So thank you guys all so much for watching. That is gonna be it for this video, and if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Firelight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.